There's a bench that runs out here, drops steep off into a creek. Walk this bench up, saw a deer come out of here, take off running, run down the bench. Came over here to look. It's a decent sized cave for around here, but got blowdowns. It's just messy in here. And then right there's the bed. So there's a few tracks in here. There's a decent sized deer. I couldn't see its rack, if it had a rack or not, but and then I've got deer hair in here, so they may have been laying here for some time, but just to kind of show you what they can see from here. When that deer's laying down here, they can, I don't know how well that shows up, but they can see right over the top of this down to that bench. And when it saw me or heard me coming from this direction, it came right out of here and took off right down by the blowdown. So pretty neat little setup for a bedding area. I've been side hilling this ridge, kind of coming in this way, headed north for me. I saw this blowdown toward the point, and so anytime you see something like this, they're typically going to walk around it on either side, or if there's a really low spot, they could walk over it, but in my experience, they typically prefer to walk around it if they can. And so they've got up here, there's a trail coming in here, and this is a point that kind of feeds into a bottom. So we've got a trail coming in right up here, and you can kind of see too where they've kind of hit that log over the years and made a little torn spot on top of the log where their hooves keep hitting it and things. But they have a trail coming through here. Right here's a bed. I don't know if that'll show up or not, but there's deer hair in the bed. There's trails coming this way, going down the other side of the point. We've got trails coming down here up the point this way. And then over here, we've got trails, fairly worn trail, coming right through here, going down the ridge. So just don't be afraid to walk the trails out. Go ahead and walk them out, see where they're going, just to kind of get an idea of what they can see and how far they can see. That way you know where to set up and kind of where you're covered at and their weak spots. But this just kind of goes down into a bottom, feeds down to a bottom. There's 4 other finger ridges that come together, so I'm going to try to check those out. This is a quick example of kind of a bench. So here we've got this ridge here, kind of running this way. It has a bench up top, and this is more of a not steep slope here. It kind of comes down, but it winds around. So this creek runs this way. This here is a point coming down from another ridge, comes down. It's hard, you can't tell it, but there's a bench up there flat. And then this here is another point off another ridge coming in, and you should be able to see this. So right up here, it's just flat, and it looks to be probably 25-30 yards wide right here in this section before it hits this part and goes straight up to the top of the ridge. And so often, the first bed I saw earlier, there was a bed up top on a different ridge. There's a bed up top, trail's coming down. Once I hit the bench, there were several beds on the bench with more sign. So when I say a bench, I'm down here in the bottom, and then it comes up. This is more of a gentle sloping example. Some of them are a lot steeper, but just a flat, and then it goes up again. So it could be higher or lower down on the ridge, wherever, but it's just a flat that goes alongside ridge, and if you walk many hills trying to side hill them, you know, it wears you out pretty quick. So I would much rather walk these benches, and I imagine that's why the deer use them so much too.